Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Chai with Gary. Manchester United 6, Leeds 2. Did you see that coming after you read the starting lineup, Ben?
I saw a lot of goals coming with this game before this
Yeah.
game. I
Mhm.
kind of expected it'll be goal fest,
Yeah.
but man, what the hell? Like first
Sure.
2 minutes, we were like 2-0
2
up,
0
dude.
up. Yeah. And that too,
McTominay,
who the
McTominay
hell
pulling off
would have
Zidane moves.
exactly who the hell would have predicted McTominay to score those in that way?
Uh,
Um, but yeah, wait. Before we get into the game itself, I just kind of want to talk to you about your lineups, right? I think I was
mm.
quite disappointed not to see Van de Beek in it, and then James starting in front of him. Is there any way that you see Van de Beek coming into the starting lineup at all?
Look, man, I think tactically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like okay, when at first glance when you look at the starting lineup,
Yeah,
it looked we like honestly, I was like, what the hell is this?
yeah,
But then when you see the game progress,
yeah.
it kind of made sense why McTominay and Fred started.
In
Because
what way?
what had happened is that Leeds were pushing up so far ahead.
Yeah,
There was
yeah.
so much space at the back, and
Right.
McTominay is kind of person like
Yeah.
he's still disciplined in terms of positioning, right? He's
Mm.
always looking to run forward. He's always looking to make runs, and he'll try to get in the box where he can. So
Yeah.
for me, I think Ole kind of got it technically correct.
Yeah.
And more than that, I was quite surprised how Leeds set up and came
Yeah,
into
but
this game.
uh, sure. But we were talking about Van de Beek, so I just want to get your thoughts on.
Look, I don't know how Van de Beek starts. Honestly,
Mm.
I think maybe what I feel is that whether his style of play
Mm-hmm.
doesn't really suit what Ole wants to do with his team going forward.
Okay.
He's. I think when you compare to the players like Bruno and all that,
Yeah.
those players, they are both a bit more adventurous going forward. Van der
Yeah.
Beek is a bit more calm on the ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he doesn't rush into things. He kind of takes his time,
Yeah.
kind of holds the ball a bit more. And I don't
Yeah.
know if Ole really wants to
Once the
play like that.
gentleman. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I'm.
I don't know, man. I feel bad for him. Like honestly,
I
I
feel
do.
bad
I
for
really
him.
do.
Yeah.
Like every time, you look at him and he's like, he's just putting up with shit for
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But
But this
there's
doesn't.
it only takes one the agent to come up, in the
Yeah.
media with crap.
Yeah.
Eventually, there's going to be another
Eventually,
Pogba 2.0 situation. I tell you.
exactly. I think what I liked about the starting lineup, okay, what I didn't like was Van der Beek not starting and James kind of
Mhm.
starting. Right, it kind of worked out well in the end, but that's okay. Let's keep that. Let's keep the result out of it. But two things I didn't like is Van der Beek starting. I thought he should have started instead of Dan James. I
Yeah.
would have liked to see Mason Greenwood on the pitch as well, but he didn't do that either. So those are the two things I didn't like about the lineup.
Mm.
But what I did like about the lineup is he put Pogba on the bench. He
Mm.
shuffled the I know Pogba did it, but let's not talk about Pogba.
Uh,
But one thing that I did like, what I liked about this was Scott McTominay had a more advanced role than he usually does.
mm.
Usually he's mopping up at the back, probably overrun and overstretched and stuff like that. But I think both of the defensive midfielders, for whatever
Mm.
reason, saw themselves in quite advanced positions in this game. And if
Mm.
I had to name like one team that would are like ideal opponents to play against would be Leeds because they're pressing
Mm.
up hard, leave a lot of space at the back, and it was tailor made for a victory like this, right? I mean,
Yeah, exactly, man. Like the way they play
hmm
is ideally suited to our fast players. That's why when you look at the team lineup that we had, like
hmm
all of the players that we had pace, right?
yeah, hmm
Martial pacey, Rashford is pacey,
Casey,
Bruno is pacey,
James is
McTominay,
pacey.
Fred, yeah, James is pacey. So
hmm
I think honestly, like when to pick a side, I
Yeah,
honestly think Ole got it spot on.
yeah, I
Tactics
think
and
so.
formation.
Mm.
Um, he kind of gambled thinking that Bielsa was going to set up
Mm.
um, to be adventurous, which I think
Yes,
kind of worked in the end.
yeah,
But I was just really surprised how Bielsa set up the team, knowing how we play
yeah,
and how adventurous he set his forward line, to come and attack us. So
it's
very
true.
very surprising from
Mm.
a manager who's obviously got a lot of
Who's a
a good
tactician
name.
more than anything?
Yeah,
Mm.
he's a father of I don't know, pressing football. I would say
Yeah,
for
yeah.
him to kind of set the team up,
Mm.
like they did was quite surprising to me, to be honest.
Yeah, agreed. I think. looking back at the game, I think most of them did have an excellent game, right? At least the top, at least the forwards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there were certain disappointments in the way I think Rashford probably held on to a ball a couple of times a little too much, maybe without actually shooting or passing, when he had a chance to
Mm,
do so. But talk to me about Martial, dude, because I had a feeling Martial's low on confidence, right? I mean, yes, he got an
yeah.
assist, but he should have buried the goal. Buried his chance as well. So
Yeah.
talk to me about Martial. He had two
Yeah.
chances, but
We could have scored maybe 7 or 8, right? Easily. Marshall had
yeah,
2 chances. Look, players go through patches,
mm,
where they don't play well.
yeah,
He's going through something right now. There's no doubt
yeah,
about that. He's low
mm,
in confidence.
mm-hmm,
But you take everything aside and you look
mm,
at take out the goals from the equation and just look at everything else.
mm,
And his build-up play, his hold-up play, his
yeah.
passing. He set
Yes,
up McTominay for the second goal, man. What
second
an
goal.
amazing
Wow,
pass to the field,
amazing pass, dude.
Like
Amazing
I
pass.
think honestly, like he offers us something upfront
Yeah,
that no one else in our team can,
correct.
in terms of link up play and hold up play. So look, as long as there are people around you who can score goals, Marshall can
Mm,
keep doing what he's doing, and
yeah.
I don't think he's not going to upset me.
Yeah,
Um,
look, I think one of the great things that Marshall did, and unfortunately without Marshall, we don't see that too often, is the fact that he's fine. He collects the ball towards the center line, right? Towards around half, and then builds the play from there. I think and he's a great dribbler as well, right? So he has the skills to do so. He's really matured as a
And then
striker
even
in that sense,
Bruno,
right?
man, Bruno had a really good game today as well.
Yeah,
He didn't hold up to the ball too much. He didn't try, silly passes, quick one touch play,
yeah,
drew people out, and then
yes,
provided his teammates space. I think he had
mm,
an excellent game, and he
mm,
showed good leadership as well. Because I remember when Dan James, after he had scored his goal, if you
mm.
look at the goal
He
celebration, Bruno
was,
comes
yeah,
and he's like giving him instructions.
yeah.
Like I honestly, man, I think Bruno should be our
Bruno,
captain.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
dude, Daniel James as well. I think he previously, I mean,
Mm.
before his chance, I think there were two or three runs that he'd made with the ball,
Yeah.
drawing the last
And
bit,
that
if
that
you
one
will,
was a
in the
foul,
final
man.
third. That one was
That
a
was
foul
actually a
too, right?
foul, man. That's
It is a
bullshit.
foul. Yeah, it should have been
How was
given,
that
but
simulation?
I can't believe that it.
Why didn't they
Did,
go to Wow, I mean, we could have had
yeah,
one goal.
exactly.
Yeah.
But look, I think overall I have no complaints. Right, we shouldn't be talking about the negatives of this game, but
Yeah.
there were a few, and
I
again we
still
can
think. Yeah.
copy
I
paste
still.
from
Sorry,
our
go on.
corner conceding. But yeah, you were saying?
No, I was going to say zonal marking again, which
Yeah, yeah,
again we keep doing the same thing again. It's not so critical in this game because we managed to score on the other end.
yeah.
But again, there's no one, there's no communication, there's no marking, it's just,
Wan-Bissaka is up till
there's
into
no
last hours.
instructions, man. It's just the same thing again and again. I don't know what they
Yeah.
do. Like, and one
Look,
Bissaka as well. Like, I mean,
Wan-Bissaka.
there was that one volley that, what's his name? Rafinha had.
Yep. Oh my
One
God,
Bissaka
dude!
what
What
was
a
he doing?
save, though.
I know,
Oh,
but one Bissaka should have, he should have been marking Rafinha a lot closer.
yeah.
This
You
defense keeps letting us down all the time.
And after McDominay had scored a second, there was a piece of build-up play where Wan-Bissaka had to push the ball to a midfielder, right? When
Mm,
he held onto the ball a little too late and passed the most awkward pass, which led to that Bamford, I guess, missing the
yeah,
chance, right? But you can't, and even that chance, Lindelof and Maguire nowhere to be seen, right? It's just so easy to get past those two because there's no pace.
yeah.
But look, I think Wan-Bissaka is a problem, and
Mm.
it's a pity that we don't have a additional right back. I don't know why. I mean, we
We
let
apparently
Dallo,
we
but
are in the market for right back. That's what
we're in
the
a market for
news
all
is.
backs except the centre back. What the fuck is happening?
And no. I heard we are in the market for centre back, a right back, and a defensive midfielder. So
Yeah,
I
I
reckon,
think
man, if we get three good signings, you
mm,
know,
Jan's
I
can
let
still
me
do
let,
the.
let me ask you this, man. Let me ask you this, man.
Mm,
We've obviously got one game in hand
yeah,
compared to Liverpool. We're 5 points behind Liverpool right now. We're
yeah,
still third, I think.
yes.
Now, if we win our game in hand,
Can
which
we
is
please
against
not?
Burnley,
Yeah,
no. I need to ask you this because
yeah.
after this game, it got me thinking about
Mm,
challenging the title. And I just want to get your thoughts as well. Do you think it's a realistic expectation? And
Mm.
do you think we can actually give Liverpool a run for their money?
Well, I mean, the points table surely suggests that we can. But here's where we find ourselves. Gary, after every game, we keep asking ourselves, did we really play well or were the opponent shit? Or can we, why are we so inconsistent? Right? So sometimes we might play really badly and then scrape a result. That's okay. Um, but sometimes it's just everything just goes completely left field, right? We
Yeah,
can't Crystal Palace, like Spurs, something we just capitulate. We don't have the grit to put in. You know what? We're trailing. We should make sure we just put everything we have to kind of save this match. That mentality, I don't think we have yet. So I don't know if we'll be able to challenge for the titles this time, unless we get some we get some strong personalities in this transfer window, right? So we need like a really like Vidic slash Ferdinand type centre backs. We need we need a leader somewhere, right? We have Bruno, who's a leader, but he's not. He's a leader without responsibility, right? That's
mm,
unfortunate. If he was given the captaincy, I think we would start to see certain mentality changes, which I think is more important than skill level. I think skill level is fine, right? There's one part
mm,
of it, but y- let me. Okay, I'm going to ask you this question back, right?
yep.
We are so. Do you think we can? We're very volatile, right? What do you think we'll need to ensure that there is consistency of performances? Fuck the results for now, right? Consistency of performances. We're consistently performing bad at the back. Okay, at least there we're consistent. Uh, there are some times that I find myself saying, okay, you know what, Marshall can have like a belter one day and a stupid fucking game the other day. So
Mm.
it's just very inconsistent. What do you think will solve that problem?
I think going back to your quote from that last video that we did. You said that attack will win you a game, but
Yeah,
defense will win you league
that's
titles.
right. Yeah.
And I think that's the key there. I think we need a consistent performance from the back four,
Hmm.
which you're not getting right now. We need strong leadership
We're
at the
getting
back.
consistently bad performances.
Yeah.
At least we know where we
Yeah, at
stand.
least we know where we stand. Yeah, that's right.
Right.
But then we need good leadership at the back as well. I don't
Mm.
think Maguire is cut out for it. And I quite often when the camera pans to the defense,
Oh.
you always see Lindelof who's the one who's shouting,
Shouting orders, right? Yeah.
and Maguire's I don't know, man, what's his problem? Why he's still there as a captain? What does Ole see in him? What does the coaching team see in him? To tell us that he's a good captain, I don't know. You know, he's probably I don't know. He's organizing sweepstakes or something like that. In his free time, which is all great, but
Yeah.
you've got to perform on the field.
Exactly, dude. So what
Organizing cookies and shit like that. Yeah.
absolutely. So that's where if we can fix the back, I think we don't have to play in a defensive formation or
Mm,
mentality. I think
mm,
if we can cut that, then we'll have more attacking players in the middle. That'll obviously kind of strengthen our attack in a way that we're good. It'll just push us to the next level, right? And it's been a while since we played against a team who just sits back and does nothing, right? We were
mm.
lucky in a way that every team that we've played over the last 3, 4 games, at least in the Premier League, haven't sat back, shut up shop. Haven't done
Yeah.
that, right?
Mm.
So maybe once we do face people like that, it'll be it'll
Yeah.
be a
Look, I
different
think
story.
right now we've played, either teams are at the top end of the table or right
Mm.
at the bottom.
Yeah,
So both of these set of teams they're looking for points, right?
yeah,
Because one, the former, if they can get more points to win the title, the
yeah.
latter, if they can get points to stay in the
Survival.
championship, right?
Mm.
Survive. Now, getting to a point where we start playing the mid-table teams,
That's fun.
uh,
Yeah,
yeah, it's where I think people are more ready to set up shop. We're
yeah,
going to find ourselves. I think that's where you kind of bring in people like Van de Beek.
yeah.
People
To
can kind
unlock
of
that defense, right?
yeah, and Pogba and all them.
Mm.
So we've got to be look. I think we've got a good diverse squad.
Yeah,
Players complementing each other's deficiencies. So the squad is good. I think compared to the other teams that we have, there's
yeah,
always coverage and someone gets injured or what. But
yeah,
the thing is, it's key that the manager realizes what each player can bring to the table. There's
Yep.
no point for me or you to tell you, okay, you know what, Rashford's pros or his speed,
Yeah.
his directness and all that. Okay, the manager's got to realize that. The coaching
Yeah.
team have to realize that, and then once they realize that, we can set up to
Mm.
play every other team in the league.
Yeah, yeah,
You know?
I understand. Dude, I can't agree with you enough. I think the tactical genius, if you had to give Ole that, I mean, I'm going to use that term loosely, but for Ole, I think the one thing he did differently this time, and I said we alluded about Scott McTominay's role in this current squad, where he found himself making those runs from midfield, which would never happen before. And he would have found himself in the defensive half where Fred is running around and
Mm,
Scott's running around. And they're obviously overstretched because if you put three people in midfield and you're playing against two defensive midfielders, you're overrun anyway. Now you
mm,
overload if the opponents overload the defense, they're going to be stretched, easily
yeah,
stretched, right?
yeah.
You cannot expect them to do it. So I think
Mm,
one thing he did well is look, I'm going to start you off as a defensive um, it, I mean, as a defensive
midfielder.
formation, but I will ask you to bump forward, right? And
Yeah.
that's exactly what he did. And dude, I think it worked really well. Plus, there was loads of fucking space in that half, dude. It's just
Oh
for
yeah.
me, I felt really bad after a while. It's just like it didn't make sense. They should have
Mm,
changed earlier in the sense that they should have shut up shop earlier. But dude, their last goal is phenomenal. Huh?
oh my
Fuck that.
God! Yeah, out of
Like,
nowhere.
man.
Out of nowhere.
Oh,
That
man.
goal, like just that. No way any keeper was going to save that.
No
You know.
way. I,
In fact, even the goal that they scored from the corner. I mean, the marking aside,
yeah.
where the ball had been placed was also
Yeah.
pretty good. I thought,
Right.
and I honestly feel, man, Leeds. I think if they brought in few better, I'd say
Defender.
defenders, maybe. Yeah, defenders. I think they'll be able to get better results. Right now, they're just so exposed at the back because of their
Yeah,
style of play.
unfortunately, right. Yeah.
You need to have a solid defense if you're going to play like this.
I think
We
we
find,
just uh-huh.
yeah,
Go on, go on.
we look, end of the day, we had better quality than them.
That's all. Yeah.
We played, both teams were counter attacking each other, really, if you look at it. We just had slightly better defense. And
Yes.
of course, we took our chances end of the day.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. I think we were just
More
Leeds
clinical. Yeah.
Leeds 3.0 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Or 4.0
Yeah.
because we just felt we are more expensive squad, more experienced squad, more talented squad.
Yeah.
Basically, running plays exactly similar to each other, right? So
And
just
we've also got the squad depth as well.
exactly.
So when Bruno gets tired, or when we're 5-0 up or what, you can
Yeah.
take out Bruno, you can bring out Van de Beek, you can bring on Pogba. Dude, we've got Van de Beek in as a sub, we got
Yeah.
Pogba as a sub, we've got Cavani as a
And he's a
sub.
sub. Yeah.
Look at the
It,
quality of the team, man.
it's
Like,
it's go, it's going in the right direction, Gary. I mean, I'm trying to be
yeah,
as realistic as possible without getting carried away by a lot of different people shouting for the challenges, title challenges, and stuff like that. It's too early, dude. You just win. I mean, Southampton would have also thought they would have won the fucking league, right? Because they were top for a while. I mean, it's just like that. It's just we find ourselves in a very precarious position. I think the December or January transfer window means a lot this time, more than any other thing. I think we should just make sure we save our players, give
yeah.
there's a good rotation, prevent them from injuries, and buy
We,
some
need,
quality
we, we urgently need a defender, man.
defenders. Yeah.
Cannot stress.
It's yeah. That's look. I don't care if they don't buy anybody, but I just need them to buy one center back. Right? One
And
center back.
I don't care. Just get rid of
But
him.
so bad, dude, Gary. So bad.
And
So
you know
bad.
what the worst thing is, right? Like Leeds, the defense is so shit. Leeds are so susceptible
Hmm.
at set pieces.
Hmm.
We had so many corners and we couldn't even fucking hit one corner, man. Like, I
Dude,
mean,
that guy is heading straight to the goalkeeper, Maguire
like,
again.
what the hell, man? We bought you for your hitting, ability, and you can't
Yeah.
even get us a goal. Like, you can't defend, you
You
can't
can't.
get us goals, you can't
What are
even
you
command
there
the
for?
defense. Yeah, like,
We're always playing with 10 people, dude. Always playing with one player shot in
yeah.
Maguire. That's all. Sad. And Van Bissaka has been shit as well, to be quite honest. So I
Yeah,
think
but I honestly think it's because of how our centre backs are. They've been the left back and the right backs have
right
been
back, yeah.
come and like babysit the centre backs,
That's,
and
yeah,
because
exactly.
they're getting exposed. If you look at their wingers, man, every single team we play, their
Yeah,
wingers have so much space to run
yeah.
into because they're not being marked, they're not being tracked, and the
And they
reason
so.
for that is because
Hmm.
the centre backs are useless.
And when they play some teams, like even sometimes when I saw these intricate passing in towards the the penalty area, penalty box or something like that, or we seem so static. It's like we
Mhm.
don't. There's no anticipation. There's no, okay, he might play this ball. Let me cover. Let me at least keep an eye on who's running from the other side and stuff like that. There's nothing like that, right? We look like we're static. We're frozen on the pitch, and then once the through ball's played, we'll be like, oh, we'll be looking around saying who's supposed to do that.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
silly. But
But end of the day,
hey,
I
I'll take this
expected
win.
to
Man.
win by this margin.
Yeah,
Kind of gives us a better goal difference after that Spurs
lot.
humiliation
Yeah,
effort. So we're at least going positive now. So that's good.
first victory as well
Yeah, first victory and
at home.
good start to what is going to be a very, very busy period for us. Got
Absolutely.
game coming thick and fast. So
Next up,
I think
Everton.
Everton
Bucket.
League Cup, good old League Cup.
Hmm. I think Henderson and
Yeah, I don't
Arman
care
Van
who
Dijk,
they
yeah,
start.
just doesn't matter.
Just start whoever. Start
Exactly.
Pelestri because
Yeah, maybe. You're right.
yeah.
He's doing really well, apparently, under 23.
Okay, if you say so.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see.
let's. All right, guys, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Until next episode, this is Chai with Gary.